Hey, it's Ed here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Nasdaq with Elliott Wave Theory. If you want to educate yourself and support me, you can take a look at the Patreon where you can find Elliott Wave Basics course, access to weekly live streams and extra content as well. Let's get into the analysis next. Starting here on for our time frame, again we've had this overall or higher degree structure for quite some time since the November 2021. Where we had a three-way structure into the lows of June of 2022. Since then, we had a few different alterations to this, where this would either be the wave W, and then we would be looking to create a three-way structure for that wave X, where we had already completed the A, B, and then looking for that C wave up, or we would be looking to create the X wave already up in here in three waves, and then we would have this as the A wave, looking for a B wave, and then looking for downwards again. So those are the higher degree overall structures that we are tracking, and let's take a look at more of the local structures. This is again the lows of October 13th here, where we had few different ideas. One of them was saying that this would be some kind of connector wave, a leading diagonal structure, where if we take out these lows, then this idea is invalidated. It's not the perfect look. The wave 3 is larger than wave 1, so it's not really that pretty either in that sense either, and we would have to force some kind of wave, a diagonal here on wave 1 as well. So again, not really a pretty one. I would still keep this in the mind, however, but not really a main count in any case. The way we want to be having this as a bullish structure with a continuation upwards instead of the scenario that I showed you where we had this as the A, B and the C having some kind of running flat here, would be that we would create an expanded flat here. However, if we are looking at closely here, we can see that these lows of 6th of January was actually taking out the previous lows here, so we can't really start the structure from here on out. So instead we would have to end a count here. There is one scenario where we can do that, and we would have to be labeling it something like this. So this would be a minuet structure, and then we would have another 1, 2 here, 3, 4 and 5. Now the reason why I don't think this is that probable is just the structures in here. They are not really giving out too good signals. The proportions here are not that good if we are just comparing wave 1 to wave 5 here and wave 2 to that wave 4. Those are still somewhat okay, but again it's not really looking too good. But I think this is the only way we can actually have this as the start of something, as a 1, 2 and going up higher. At that scenario this would still be a diagonal in here into a wave 1 of smaller degree. So this would be happening something like this, and actually this probably is a minute wave 1 since it is similar sized to this one here. But yeah, that is the bullish alternate here on very local structures. I'm still expecting this to be dumping quite a bit down before continuation to the upside if this indeed is a wave 2. The structure from the highs is looking impulsive at the moment, so if we want to be tracking this, we would be looking for an ABC of a zigzag some kind here. Then we had other scenarios, the more bearish one, where instead of a diagonal we would have this as a three-way structure. Not the best structure either. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 is decent. Wave 4 is quite large in comparison to that wave 2. There is alteration though, so that is all fine. And then we would have this same exact ABC structure here. On this scenario, however, we have the possibility of having this as an ABC here, which would be the start of that wave Y in 3 waves. So we could have something like this overall, creating an expanded flat here on the first structure. However, if we label it like that, it is generally more common to see that this whole thing turns into being a very sideways structure instead of a structure that I showed you where we are just going upwards in this kind of channel. So keep that in mind. We have already hit the 0.618 here, so it is possible that we have this as that ABC already complete on minute count, which would bring the wave Y over here. And now we would be creating that continuation from here downwards. That is definitely a possibility. However, I don't like this structure because again, we did not take out the previous highs here on RSI, on 4 hour, 8 hour, or even the daily. So again, not that likely in my opinion that this is the end of wave Y. If we are looking into this, I would think that we would be having to create this into a sub degree minuet. So this would be the first structure overall, trying to create something in these lines. But yeah, as mentioned, we hit the 0.618 to the dots basically here around 11,766, which is again something that we want to be seeing in any three-way move, at least. Then we had a couple of different alterations here more locally. This was the main that I was tracking, where we had ended something up in here, where we had potentially that three-way structure like so. Not the best either. Where again on the previous bear case that I showed you, let's see if I have it here. Yeah, there it is. Let's just move these up a bit. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why TradingView is doing that, so I can't move it. But in any case, the idea was that we had a three-way structure like that. And with that in mind, we would have a continuation downwards, where this is again that 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, possibility of having it here, and instead of this being the end of something, as in the form of A, B, C, it would be the start of something A, B, and C. However, I feel like this is already taken the amount of time we want to be seeing it taking, just a bit beyond the one-to-one extension in time. So I feel like this is the better looking structure overall. Again, the idea is that we would be creating an ABC coming down, or a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, or the impulse wave structure would be combined with this. If it turns out to be an ABC instead, we would be looking at this as some kind of potential of being still within the same range that we are still having. So we would be creating a larger WXY or ABC flat structure here. So those are the two options I see. Then we had this kind of count. Did I not show you this? No, I'm confused. Did I change this position here? Oh, I just had a different area for this YW. So now in the TradingView keeps moving these folders around. I can't keep track of all the counts here. Again, why am I showing all the counts is just because, again, market can take many paths. And if you don't know all the paths the market can take, you can be taken by surprise, and that is not a good thing. Elliott Wave is good of giving invalidations for all the counts, so that's why I do have them, and based on the invalidations and the expectations that I have, I'm taking smaller time frame count, or smaller time frame trades in my system. But yeah, just wanted to point that out. Now on this bullish count, yeah, whatever, I can't move it. On this bullish count, we would have the wave W here, ABC in here, and then looking for wave Y up in here. Again, we would have most likely creating a three-way structure overall like this into this this structure for this WXY. Create a WXY instead of bullish. Just based on the size that we have in comparison here. But again, we have the exact same 0.618 extension hit here as mentioned on the previous one. Then we had the other count here, which would be pretty much the same as the other impulse wave count. It would have just a different subway structure here overall. So the expectation is still the same, where we would be creating a 5-way structure, a 3-way structure, correction for it, and then a continuation to the downside. And at the moment, again, we did have those divergences here. We had 4-hour signals here, and with that we would have these divergences, which would be confirming more of the case that, okay, we should be coming down next. But yeah, whichever you want to be labeling, either at these ends or even these ends, the 5-way move, I think that this correction has definitely a potential of being done. Now it looks like we are coming down quite fast now at the moment, so let's take a closer look here. I think this again was some kind of a some kind of a 5-way move coming down. RSI actually reset quite a bit here, so there is always a chance that when RSI gets back and resets the price like this, there is a chance that we are just going to do a continuation downwards without caring if we are actually getting that proper retracement here. That is giving us, or giving a lot of people, FOMO, and that is again giving us the extension of thirds that does happen. So in my opinion, I would be labeling this as a 1-2. I was already looking at here as the possible 5th, because we already had smaller divergences here. But here again on 10-minute time frame, we did have these divergences here. So it is possible that this is a 4 of a substructure, and this would be indeed a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and some kind of ending diagonal in here. That would allow us to create a 3-way structure in here, which would in turn, with the divergence created and the reset of RSI, give us another potential move downwards already. So we'll see, of course, how that is going. I've been short on this for quite some time, and hopefully I can turn that position around. Definitely was looking into this and did not add anything here, because again, this was very messy overall. We had a couple of different counts here, but overall I'm not really too invested into counting this. In my opinion, this is some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't really care how and where I'm going to be placing the substructures in here. I was just following this structure over here as some kind of diagonal. We had a couple of different ways. Let's see, did we have some good time frame for the 30 minutes, I think was the one that I was looking at here on RSI with the trend line. And with that trend line breaking, of course the price was already coming down here as well, so did not this time. Oops. Okay, that is not good. Let's see if I can get back to, there we go. But yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if this was actually that wave too, or if this is indeed some kind of move upwards. We could have this as the A wave, B wave, and then C wave. But yeah, that is going to be that video on Nasdaq. Not really any possible openings for any positions at the moment, I don't see. We just need to be waiting for this to be playing out. But I think that is going to do it for now. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye bye.